Strange things you didn't know about Matthew Lillard from Scooby-Doo. Matthew Lillard has been around for a long time, but if you're anything like us, then you probably don't even know who he is. His face is instantly recognizable as the guy that's often the sidekick, the joker, the one that's in a lot of stuff, but you can't remember his name. Most people know him from the live-action remake of Scooby-Doo, a role he's managed to hold on to for the better part of 20 years. But there's more to this guy than meets the eye. Join us as we take a look at things you didn't know about Matthew Lillard from Scooby-Doo. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos about your favorite movies and TV shows. Scream annoys him.
Anyways, you get the gun. I'll untie Pops, okay?
Now! Matthew got his first big break as one half of the killing duo in the original Scream movies. Director Wes Craven thought he'd give the relatively unknown actor a shot, and it worked well. Alongside his co-stars, the actor made horror movie history. While Lillard appreciates the flicks for the doors it opens for him, he told the AV Club that the movie annoys him more than anything these days, as he still has fans approaching him about it. Matthew explained, "I get people on my Twitter 10 comments a day about it. I once said that talking about Scream is like talking about the first girl you ever kissed. It's this big point in my life, being a part of that moment and that cast. The cast and I shared this incredible bond, and I love Wes Craven." While he had nothing but good things to say about the experience working on the teen slasher number, he said that when it comes to Scream, he just doesn't understand the obsession it has that's still continuing decades later. Come on, Matthew, it's a classic. Scooby-Doo is a blessing and a curse.
Like me. I've been singing Scooby-Doo.
No one plays Shaggy quite like Lillard, and that's mainly because no one has ever had the chance to. The actor's interpretation of the cartoon character was so spot on that he's managed to stay in the role ever since the first movie was released in 2002. He reprised his role as the dog-loving hippie for the sequel alongside cast members Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr., but the work didn't end there. Lillard returned in 2010 for a series of mini-movies, video games, and a TV series. It may have kept the actor in work, but he's not shy when it comes to admitting it's not the grittiest role. Comparing the movie to the Flintstones, he told the press that nobody gives it any kind of credit and respect. The star believes that all of his work on lower-budget indie movies that helped him gain a credible reputation has now been firmly flung out the window because of the monster hunting dog movie. We can't say he's wrong. Martin Scorsese isn't about to jump on boards to drive the Mystery Machine, let's put it that way. He almost quit acting before Scooby-Doo. Although Matthew had managed to work his way up the Hollywood list, he never really made it into full stardom. Some believe that he was simply so good at playing the annoying guy that he became typecast and less considered for other roles. In fact, before Scooby-Doo came along, Lillard was considering giving up the ghost and turning away from the silver screen to pursue something else. Without the opportunity to play Shaggy, he's admitted that he would have probably started doing something else a long time ago and moved away from California completely. "The movie saved my bacon, to be honest," he said. "It still does. That show is still around, and it's the constant job I have. And I love doing the voice." The trouble is, Lillard has become so synonymous with the character that he's sort of shot himself in the foot when it comes to getting any further parts elsewhere. It's difficult to picture him as anything but Shaggy, isn't it? It doesn't sound like he has many more options either. Never the lead. Throughout his career, Lillard's never managed to land the top spot. He wasn't handsome enough to play the high school jock, but he was awkward enough to be a sidekick. On multiple occasions, the actor found himself playing second fiddle to Freddie Prinze Jr. In the teen rom-com She's All That, he played the reality TV contestant turned loser, while Prinze had the starring role. In Wing Commander and Summer Catch, Lillard once again found himself next to his buddy, who had also starred as Fred in the Scooby-Doo movies. Matthew has since sworn that he will never be in a movie with Freddy again, Not because he doesn't like him, but because he believes it's had a negative effect on his career. I just don't want to be that guy who gets lost in the lexicon of Freddie Prinze Jr. movies, he told Movie Line. I'm glad I have them, and I'm glad I did them. I learned a lot in that process of my life. Unfortunately for Lillard, it's not a reputation that he's ever likely to escape. His movies stink. Kids love Scooby-Doo, but they were about the only ones who did. Critics thought it was badly done and a cheap shot at a remake. We can't argue there, and the movies are never going to go down in cinematic history. But they aren't the only bad movies that Lillard has been in. In fact, he's been in more than most, and he knows it. When talking to BuzzFeed, the actor called In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale, the worst movie ever made, but admitted he liked his own performance. Home Run Showdown was another one he disliked, calling it one of the ugliest, fattest children I have. We'd say he's his own worst critic, but that's not true. 1998's Dead Man's Curve got an eye-wateringly bad review on Rotten Tomatoes, scoring 0% on the tomato meter, with Comedy Senseless getting a measly 6%. In fact, nearly every movie he's ever been in has been a critical flop. So it's really a miracle that this guy is still in work. Thank God for Scooby-Doo, because he really saved you, Matt. TV has been kinder. While his movies have been panned almost universally, Matthew definitely had better luck when it comes to television. He was a series regular in FX's crime drama The Bridge, appeared on State of Affairs, The Good Wife, and Halt and Catch Fire. Lillard also managed to snaffle a part on the Twin Peaks revival, playing a gritty character. His movie persona might have gone too far to get retribution, but TV has been much kinder to the star. Interestingly enough, he didn't have much experience on a show either until The Bridge came along. Talking to Rolling Stone, Lillard admitted that TV seemed to be where the world of entertainment was headed, thanks to great directors, great actors, and a constant stream of work. With movies, Lillard was lucky if he got 2 jobs in 2 years, and according to him, that was simply a terrible way to make a living. Plus, some of the best leading men didn't get their big breaks until they were middle-aged thanks to awesome TV shows. Mad Men made a star out of Jon Hamm, and Breaking Bad made a star out of Bryan Cranston. Could there still be hope for Lillard? Robin Williams' death affected him. Hollywood was left shaken when one of their best-loved actors died from suicide a couple years ago. Robin Williams was the king of comedy, so for the world to be told that he had issues with mental health brought a whole new awareness to the subject. Although Lillard wasn't friends with the actor, he did find that Williams' passing affected him on a deeper level. Talking to AV Club, he said, "The reason people become funny is because they'd rather become funny than get their butt kicked. A lot of the time, as a clown, you find acting for a reason. It's a great way to excise yourself." Lillard struggled to find a place to fit in as a teenager, and thus fell into acting, using it as a tool to make himself feel better, much in the same way that Williams did. The actor compared himself to the A-lister, saying that he sobbed his heart out for days because he identifies with the clown in himself, just like Williams. He gets behind his characters. Some actors might be able to admit that the characters they play are idiots, but not Lillard. He said in the past that all of them, no matter how stupid or insane they are, aren't really bad guys. Brock and She's All That is largely seen as a complete douche, but according to Lillard, he's the coolest guy in the movie. He even fully supports his psychopathic Scream character Stu, believing that he's not really a bad guy. There's a reason why Stu does these things. He's previously stated, "I'm an advocate for my characters. You can't throw them under the bus." It's sort of difficult to imagine how a killing machine like Stu can get any sympathy from anyone, but we'll let that one slide. What's there to say about Shaggy though? At least he's a lovable dope, right? He doesn't like horror. After Scream, Lillard had multiple offers to star in horror movies, but refused them because, surprisingly, he doesn't actually like the genre. He believes that horror is hard to act in and equally hard to produce. Sometimes they're great, but more often than not, horror movies are done so badly that they sail by unnoticed. 13 Ghosts would see him return to the scary movie genre, but that would be it. Why? The actor firmly told media outlets that he knows he's not in the best movies of all time or one of the greatest actors of all time. But when it comes to his craft, he doesn't mess around. For better or worse, I take acting seriously, said Lillard. I take it deathly seriously, and I love being an actor. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other 2 videos on your screen.
Thank you.